We are pleased to have with us the aluminum man of India, Mr. Bharat Gite, the founder and CEO of Toril India, aluminum sand casting company, which has expanded its capacity to meet the evolving needs of various industries like aerospace, defense, and railways. Sir, welcome to PTI. Sir, how is Toril India different from other companies operating in aluminum sand casting space?
The foundation of this company was always Make in India. So I would say it is one of the shining example of Make in India initiative. This company was founded in 2016 and the first MOU was signed under the Make in India first initiative which has happened at BKC ground in Mumbai. So we have signed the first MOU to invest in this country and bring the employment as well. So we came to India. For example, myself, I have studied in Germany. I have worked with BMW, Mahle, and I was having always ambition to do something in India for the new technology, bring the manufacturing capability which is not existing in India. So I have realized in aluminium, which is also very critical metal, and India has some manufacturing capability, but not into the sand casting. So I chose that field and I have brought this technology and today we are happy. Whatever the sectors we are supplying, we are giving the import substitute. Otherwise, it was always imported from the European country.
So, aluminum is increasingly seen as a green metal for lightweighting in several sectors like aerospace and defense. How is Toril India positioning itself to capture the evolving demand from these sectors?
Aluminium is not only green, it is also called as many different I would say the names like strategic metal, future metal, defense metal, and I'm happy our country is now giving the importance to this one of the important metal and also using this maximum extent to sectors like aerospace and defense because it's a lightweight. It is having a fantastic strength to weight ratio. It is a non-corrosive metal. So the use of aluminium in defense and aerospace is going to increase. So how we are actually utilizing this opportunity is we can see the foreign companies like aerospace companies who are coming to India, for example, Safran, which is from France. They have recently announced 150 million US dollar investment in Chennai. So these are our customer from European plant, and now I can see we can really enhance this opportunity to supply them local to local within our country.
So looking ahead, does Toril India plan to expand beyond aluminum, sand casting or other metallurgy segments? Are you also exploring critical mineral processing or aluminum recycling technologies?
This is a very good question because I know that recent budget has also talked about the rarest metal where they are also giving a lot of importance and finance to bring the manufacturing to our country. We are not into that rarest metal, but I would say for me, aluminium is also a critical and very important metal because if you see today India's aluminium consumption is only 2.7 to 3 kg per capita, whereas the world's average is 11. The countries like China, Germany using at 32 to 36 kg per capita. So we have a huge potential to increase this consumption and bring this future metal to our country. So we are working on that front. So I'm just thinking it is also as good as the critical metal as rarest metal for me.
Oh, when is Toril India planning to get listed?
Yeah, it is a very capex intensive manufacturing facility where it brings a one-stop solution right from the design, simulation to casting, heat treatment, machining, paint shop, assembly also to certain extent. So we had to invest a lot in our CNC machines, radioscopy, leak testing machines. So these last 10 years for us was like a capex was always coming through the ECB, foreign direct investment. So we are not thinking as of now as IPO, but I'm more than sure next 5 years are going to be very bright for us because we have now built a capability which will deliver more than 3 times of current production, and then automatically our profitability and the capex investment will be stopped, and we will be on the trajectory of the increasing the turnover to 4 times. And I'm sure that within 5-7 years we can surely think about IPO, because which is the right now the trend for every small to medium sized company also, and we will grow to the 1,000 crore, and at that time it will be an appropriate time to go on public.
What sustainability initiatives, for example, energy efficient furnaces, scrap recycling, emission controls, has Toral India implemented to align with India's net zero commitments and international ESG standards?
See, our focus from the beginning, from inception of this company, was always a sustainable operation. If you see our office premises to the shop floor, we have always implemented the green practices, right from the natural light, even the lesser consumption of the electricity. So these were always a focus. Recycling of every element which we use as a raw material for our processes was always in the thought. As it is a European joint venture partnership company, what we have installed, the first thing was the dust extraction system to extract the dust, bring it into the bags and recycle it through all the environmental regulation. Our sand process, all the sands, we recycle them 95 to 98%. So of course there will be like a few losses in the dust and all. Even our melting practices, we use natural gas where the lesser pollution will happen. We are also in the process to use the green aluminium. When we say green aluminium, of course the aluminium is called as a sustainable metal because it is 100% recyclable, it is non-corrosive. But where we have a problem with the environment is our initial primary production of aluminium. That's where we use the 90% of the electricity which is coming out of the coal. So right now we are asking our suppliers, the primary aluminium producers, to use the renewable energy. So this aluminium will be called as a green aluminium. So we are in the process of using that aluminium as well.
So the maritime sector recently saw Toral India strengthen India's capabilities through a collaboration with Triveni Engineering. What specific marine components are you manufacturing, and how critical is defense and maritime is to your long-term growth strategy?
You said it correctly. We get the proposal, always the inquiry from many OEMs who are looking after serving local to local, making the India more Atmanirbhar. So one of such company was Triveni, which is located in Mysore. They approached us 3 years back and they have given us the whole scenario. They are making something, gear cases for the Goa shipyard, and those will be used for the Indian Coastal Guard ships. So we are always ready to make India more self-reliant. So of course we have partnered with them and we have developed 16 gear cases which are like one of the art, first time made in India. and Triveni was the OEM partner who has installed all the engines, and the whole assembly is right now working on the Goa shipyard, and which is making our country more Atmanirbhar in marine applications. Similarly, for the defense also, we have developed an engine block which is fitted into Sarath tank. As the word says, Sarath, it brings the injured soldiers to the Rahat hospitalization and all the to the countryside. So all these Sarath tank in recent last few years, every component was made in India, and it was assembled in Medak near Hyderabad. There was only one component called engine block. As the word says, engine block, it is the heart of every machine, which was still imported from Russia. So we were the first company during the COVID time. Silently we have worked right from the designing to the final casting, machining, and we have delivered last 4 to 5 years nearly more than 1,000 components, which has also saved the foreign currency as well as a lot of financial saving on this import, and hence we have got also a Defense Champion Award at the hands of Shri Rajnath Singh, Honorable Defense Minister of India.
So what is your current export percentage, and which international markets are you targeting for expansion beyond your existing global footprint?
So right now we are at 18 to 20% of our export out of our whole portfolio. We are always serving our multinational customers in India. So Siemens, Hitachi, Hyosung, Toshiba, all those GE, all these customers, they are not only getting the component product for India, they are also asking us to deliver their global locations. So it is already on the very progressive trajectory where we are increasing our exports. We are expecting somewhere 30 to 35% of our total portfolio in few years.
The recent West Asia crisis has disrupted aluminum sand casting by causing severe supply chain breakdown, energy shortages, and a dramatic surge in aluminum prices, making casting operations more expensive and harder to sustain. So has the recent conflict impacted the operations of Toral India?
Yes, 100%. Not only Taural India or any aluminium manufacturing company, I would say certainly it has impacted overall operations for every manufacturing unit as far as the logistics, supply chain disruption is concerned. So we are also in a process where we use the aluminium as raw material, as well as we have few input material coming from abroad. Our CNC machines, they have got delayed like for months, even I would say quarters. Aluminium prices has gone like they have hit the roof because of the recycled material is always coming from the Middle East, and which is on the crisis. Even the whole LME, MGP, which are the terms for calculation of the aluminium prices, they have gone in last, I would say 6 months to 1 year, nearly 30-35% higher. So overall supply chain was disturbed. One more factor is gas, which we use for the melting and treating the metal. PNG, which is like natural gas, and another is the liquefied gas. So we use natural gas, so we were on a bit safer zone, as India has 80% of the manufacturing within the country, but liquefied gas has gone on the toss. It was like a major crunch in the industry, and government has put the restrictions up to certain percentage of your earlier yearly average. Up to 60-70% you will get the normal price, and after that you have to pay the double price. So all over, I would say this has impacted the product cost for every company.
Right, sir. So, how does your company plan to scale its production capacity over the next 2 to 3 years? And do you have a specific investment figure in your mind to support this expansion?
Yeah, this is very good question because this was in the news for last, I would say, 4 or 5 months. Recently, we have opened a facility which is 4 times bigger than the existing facility in Pune. And this MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, was signed during the Davos time with the government of Maharashtra, where we have committed in January 2025 that we will invest 500 crore and the employment will be nearly 1,200 people. So I'm happy to mention here that within 1 year we have fulfilled the commitment, and the plant is operational since February. It was inaugurated by Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis. And it is not only the commitment to completion, but even it is something which is bringing the world-class manufacturing capability to tier 2, tier 3 city, because it is located in Supa MIDC, the Maharashtra Industrial Zone, in Ahilyanagar, which is a small town village where we are bringing this German technology and actually enhancing the manufacturing capability, not only for ourselves, but our supply chain, local employment, as well as the ecosystem will be developed in this rural area.
Right, sir. Could you please also share your company's current turnover and outline your strategy for scaling it?
So it is more than 300 crore today. So we have exponential growth because of adding up this 4 times capacity, where we are looking at 1,000 crore in next 3 to 4 years. It is not only the numbers, but I would say the value what this company is creating for our country in sectors like energy, defense, marine, healthcare, as well as railway, Indian Railway. I would like to mention one more example, that Amrut Bharat train, 4 gear cases are needed and which were earlier imported from Germany. So we are the first company to develop those components in 2022, and last 3 to 4 years we are supplying to CLW, Chittaranjan Locomotive Works near Kolkata. So it will not only bring the numbers in the economy, but it will also get this country as a self-reliant import substitution product and the economic growth as well.
Sir, thank you for talking to PTI.
Thanks a lot.